lentils, and I'm really excited about lentils. We're actually going to talk about the two most common lentils, and lentils are pretty much popular all over the world. And they are popular everywhere from India and Southeast Asia to Africa, Europe and Italy and France, here in America. And they're a staple in many countries. And they're a staple because if they're very healthy, they're very simple to make, they're very inexpensive. And when combined with something like a grain, like bread or pasta or rice, they make a complete protein, and they can easily substitute for any kind of meat, seafood, or poultry. So we're going to talk about two types of lentils, the two most common types of lentils today. We're going to talk about these, which, and hopefully everybody can see, these are the brown ones. Sometimes they're called green ones. You can see those. And then we're going to talk about these red lentils. So let me tell you about lentils. Lentils are actually a seed, and they're also called a legume. But unlike other legumes, which are known as beans, they do not have to be soaked, and that's why they're so easy to make. So they don't have to be soaked overnight, and they take a much shorter time cooking. Anywhere from, if these red lentils will take anywhere from 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes at most. These ones will take 20 to 25 minutes at most, even 30 minutes. So they're very easy, and they're very versatile. They can be used in a lot of different dishes. So I'm going to do two brown lentil recipes and two red lentil recipes. But first I'm going to tell you about, like I said, some basic cooking techniques. Like they're really easy because they don't need to be soaked. You just do 3 parts water to 1 part lentils. So 1 cup of lentils to 3 cups of water. And then you're going to put them in a pot. And everyone should have this basic cooked lentils recipe. You just throw in a bay leaf. Now, salt's kind of optional. You could put a ½ teaspoon of salt in the water and just forget it and just cook it. So the salt will make, these are cooked lentils, and I want you to kind of take a look at these. See these? And the salt will keep their shape so that they're not, they can be used in salads, but they can also be used in soups. Can everybody see that okay? Yeah? So they can be used in a lot of different applications. But if you don't want to use the salt, you don't have to use the salt. You could also salt them afterwards as well. They'll cook a little faster without the salt. So as I said, basically 3 cups of water, 1 cup of lentils, put them in the pot. You don't have to cover them. I know in the directions it says cover them, but if you don't want to, you don't have to. Or you can just drain it, and you drain it at the end if you want to cover it. And then you can use these, you can put them in the fridge, and any of the recipes that I'm doing, the brown lentil ones, you can use these cooked lentils. You can cook them beforehand and then just pull them out. So that's how easy they are to make. Like I said, really easy. So the first thing that I'm going to do is talk to you about a lentil taco recipe. Because as I said, lentils with a tortilla or with a corn tortilla, even if it's corn, if it's wheat, if it's a burrito, that'll make a complete protein. It'll give you everything you need, because lentils are high in protein, they're high in fiber, they're low in calories, they have no fat, and unless, depending on how much salt you put in them, they don't have any, they're minimal in sodium. And they, because of all the nutrients that they have in them, they help protect against heart disease, just like all the other beans. So they're really good for you. So let me tell you about the lentil taco. So this is easy. I just cooked up these lentils just like this with the basic lentil recipe. And then I just sauteed up some onion. And I sauteed up some onion, and then what I want to show you, and I'm gonna just kind of try to do this in the Zoom way, is a taco mixture This is a really easy taco mixture to make. It's for the tacos, the lentil tacos, but you could double the batch, you could triple the batch, you can put it in your pantry and you could use it for anything. So anytime you want something that's like a taco. So basically it's 1 tablespoon of chili powder right here. Then I have a 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder and garlic powder. That's this right here. Then I have a 1/4 teaspoon of red pepper and a 1/4 teaspoon of oregano. Then I have a 1/2 teaspoon of paprika right here. And if you want, you could even use smoked paprika to give it that kind of smoky flavor. And then 1.5 teaspoons of cumin. This is the key. Really nice. And then add a little bit of salt and pepper. I think it's 1 teaspoon each. 1 teaspoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of pepper. If you like, you could decrease the salt to about 1/2 teaspoon. Put it all in and mix it up and you have your taco seasoning mix. And again, you can double this, you can triple this. You could use it for sloppy joes, make, you know, other types of tacos. You can mix it into chili as well. We're not going to mix it into our chili, but you can mix it into chili too. So this makes a really nice, easy taco blend. So this can take the place of the packet. You could use the packet if you want, or you can make your own. So it's up to you. So I mentioned that I cooked the lentils and I sauteed some onion and garlic. And while you're sauteing the onion and garlic, right after that's only about 2 or 3 minutes. You saute the onion first, then you add a little bit of garlic. You saute the onion for about 2 or 3 minutes. You add the garlic just to soften it up. Then you add this entire spice mix to the onions. And the onions get like really brown. Here's like what the onions look like. So I'm going to show you. You mix that all up and then you take a cup, actually 2 cups of these cooked lentils, and you toss that in with the onions. And then you add a little bit of ketchup, about 1.5 tablespoons of ketchup, just to kind of give it that little tomatoey vinegary thing. And what you end up having is something that looks just like this. And it tastes just like tacos. Taco mix. And this easily you can put in a tortilla right here. All you do is, and if you want it any thicker or thinner, you can add a little water to it. So you just put it in the tortilla just like you would. Put some lettuce on it, some tomatoes, some jalapenos, some cilantro, whatever you happen to have around. And then you make this taco. And hopefully everybody can see it or see some of it. I'm standing up here. There we go. Trying to figure out, can you see it? I'm little in here. I didn't. So that's the first recipe that uses the brown or green lentils. So the next one that I want to talk to you about is actually a Middle Eastern recipe, and it's called Muhatara. And it's basically lentils and rice with wonderful browned onions. So I want to show you a video on it, and then I'm going to talk you through it a little bit, talk a little bit about it, about how easy it is to make. So I'm going to try to share my screen. So you have to enable me, Erin.
Okay, I'm working on it.
Okay.
Okay, almost there.
Let's see.
Oh, it's wanting to share my screen. Okay, let's see. Sorry.
Do you have to make me a host?
Is it sharing my screen right now?
No, I don't see anybody's screen. I mean,
Okay. Here we go. Okay. Now try.
oh, I got it.
Perfect.
I don't see it anywhere though, Kevin. Because you didn't do it the way you should have just left it up, like I said. Okay, hold on a second. All right, I'm gonna have to find it again.
Oh, there it goes. Yep.
Good. You see it? You see my
Yes,
screen, guys?
I do.
Okay,
Yep.
good. Good, good, good. All right. Let me make it bigger. And I want you to, this is a wonderful recipe. I'm going to show it to you right now. Okay. There we go. All right, guys. So this recipe is so simple. And so to show you what it actually looks like, this is what it actually looks like. It is just as easy as it showed in the video. So just a couple of things. So for example, they used brown rice. If you wanted to use white rice, the only thing you have to do is, you notice that she put the rice in first and then she followed it with the lentils because brown rice takes longer to cook than white rice. So if you want to use white rice instead of brown rice, then you would just put the lentils in first, cook them for 10 more minutes, and then add the rice to it. The other couple of things, you don't have to worry about what she did at the end with the jalapenos. It's just best with sliced jalapenos, a little bit of yogurt, and those sauteed onions. So basically it's the rice, brown rice or white rice, and the lentils, and a little bit of cumin. That was cumin that they put in there. And you can use water or you can use stock, whatever you want. I used water, it was fine. And then you saute up, and the caramelized onions are basically what's the most labor intensive. It's the thing that takes the longest in this recipe. Just because you want to put them on low and slow, you want to salt them at the end. And then, oops, let's see, was that? I don't know what happened with that one. Anyway, you want to salt them at the end and then put it over top. And it's a really, really easy, very nutritious, very filling, very good meal. Okay, so I don't know what's going on here. Can you see me still? Okay, I don't know what was happening there. Screen kept popping up. Okay. So it was weird. So next, now I'm going to talk about the red lentils. So the difference between the red lentils and the brown lentils, I told you, is because the red lentils are cooked a lot. They cook a lot quicker because they're actually split. They're much thinner than the brown lentils are, and they cook within like 10 minutes or so. These are the kind of lentils that like Indian food is famous for, and things like dal, or if you're making a lentil curry, it's for making very like creamy type soups. So lentils, red lentils make things very creamy because they don't keep their shape, and they only take about 10 minutes to cook.